here, coming at you from the banks of the White River in just outside of Valls, Bluff in Arkansas. I have to stop and think of what state I'm in. I'm in the tired state. That's what state I'm in. But yeah, so made it through Memphis and across the mighty Mississippi. However, it was at night, and I had to be ported across because there is no safe way to ride a bike. There's only a foot crossing / bike area on one bridge, and yet, interestingly enough, there's no approach to it. Somebody was killed last week trying to get to it using the freeway, so that's not a good idea. But speaking of almost being killed, perhaps I will write an article just on that here for the blog post. But the most recent rendition of that would be just a few miles from here on the way here, US 70 West. Arkansas road engineers decided that somehow it's acceptable to give you a really nice wide shoulder and then take it away in the middle of nowhere on a 2-lane blacktop. No other street, road, etc. to exit to, and kind of tall grass right up to the edge of the road. So that was very interesting. Trucks whizzing by me at about a foot from me at 6-mile section with no shoulder. Fortunately, they had a sign right there. It says no shoulder next 6 miles. So basically that routine is you ride in the grass as much as you can. When there's no one coming in your lane, you get out in the road, pedal like mad, eyes permanently glued to the rearview mirror, perfectly straight shot road. But yeah, they're not doing the speed limit. So yeah, interesting time of it. Arkansas State Trooper came along and asked me how it's going, and I told him I'm very angry with Arkansas road engineers. And he said, why? I said, because there was a perfectly good shoulder and they took it away. So he actually, with 2 miles left of my 6-mile scurry, he actually ran blocking for me, which I thought was pretty cool. He followed me for 2 miles, and yeah, so that was way cool. But yeah, I'm 50 miles from Little Rock. I'm waiting on parts for my Schlump drive. The Schlump has been the only chink in the armor as far as any problems with the bike. As far as for those of you who doubt my welding skills, the bike itself is held together rather well. No complaints there. And aside from a small fortune on inner tubes and tires, and I won't tell you how many patch kits I've gone through. I've only bought the large economy size. But yeah, I'm trying to get to Little Rock because I need to find a job. I have $2 left, so life gets interesting. But I think I've sold everything that's mobile or that I can sell from a remote distance. So we'll see what happens in Little Rock. Terrain levels out, fortunately, on the other side of Little Rock, actually on the other side of Arkansas. So hope to get some 100-mile days in, with it being about, I'm not sure, 900 to 1,000 miles still, somewhere in that range. So a few 100-mile days would go a long way. So 3 weeks maybe to hit my destination. But enough about that and me. Here's the White River. So give you a gander at that. nice little river. There is the railroad bridge, former railroad bridge up there, and the Skyway, the section of road over the water for US 70 West. So heading in the direction I'm moving the camera is Little Rock, and again, I hope to be there. Well, if I could get 50 in tomorrow, that'd be great, except I don't want to be exhausted by the time I hit Little Rock. So more than likely, I'll break it up into 2 days. But you did catch me on laundry day. So for those of you who weren't aware, my flagpole is also a fishing pole, is also a clothesline. And I had a redesign of the trailer because I got really tired of the stupid backpack and having to take the tarp off and dig through, unlash everything you have lashed to it and digging through it for what you need. So anyway, came up with this little setup, which I really like. 2 lockable crates with backpacks slung over it in saddlebag fashion, so these come off easily. And the crates have nice little locking latches, and basically the way I have this set up is each backpack is a kit for something different. And so for instance, I have my camp stove and coffee kit, tea, etc. in one, and one is a food pack, and one is a snack pack, and one keeps my rain gear in it. So the end result is I don't have to get in the larger crates until the end of the day. The one in the front, I keep all the tent, sleeping bag, air mattress, clothing, the lighter weight stuff, and in the back I have the second of 2 boat anchors I've gone through, known as a laptop. The one I'm carrying now, the hard drive has gone south, so I no longer have that luxury. And so anyway, with the crates, it allows you to distribute the weight a little better. So ideally, just like a car trailer, you want the front end of the trailer to be a little heavier than the rear end, but you don't want to go overboard because, frankly, it's an aluminum arm and it would not sit well if it had too much weight on it. And also, I have modified this trailer before I started on the trip to include a nice little sliding drawer that pulls out. Keeps a lot of my specialized bike tools in it, but and spares and whatnot. I don't have a whole lot in there, but end result is it keeps it out of sight, gets the center of gravity down lower, works out pretty well. And the bike has worked pretty well, except cosmetically, it's looking kind of sad. Mostly because it got run over in East Tennessee almost 3 weeks ago. And that was not a good thing. A gentleman in a truck too big for his ability to drive it ran over it while it was in a parking lot. Fortunately, I was not on it. But you can read all about that on my website. And I'll what can I say? Hurts a little more when you make it yourself. But now the paint's flaking off and it's got chinks in it, but hey, I'll tell you what, it still seems to track pretty well. And as long as it gets me there. But no, it's still a blast to ride, that's for sure. And my 56 mile an hour speed record in West Virginia has not been broken since. But and I finally hung out my sign the other day, settled on New Mexico or bust. I gotta share this. A woman the other day looked at me in all seriousness and concern, and she looked at the sign and looked at me and said, "Are you going to have any trouble getting your bike across the border?" Yeah, that goes right along with all the people when they hear New Mexico, because this has happened a lot, starting in West Virginia all the way to here, whose geography is obviously lacking because in conversation after you tell them New Mexico, they'll make a reference to, oh, well, when do you hope to be in Mexico? New Mexico. For some reason, everyone thinks New Mexico is part of Mexico or is Mexico. I really can't explain it. It's shocking. So let's see. There, someone just took off on their boat. It's the first boat I've seen on the water, and that's gonna be about it. But yeah, I'll just share with you. Let's see, what else can I? Oh yeah. So I found out about this little park because this again 5-star quality. I was gonna camp out in a dugout of a ball field that has long been abandoned, sadly. And a guy stopped and told me this was just up the road, and toilets, running water. I even have an electrical outlet. But and then he proceeded to come back later and brought me black-eyed peas with ham and homemade cornbread from his wife. So Southern hospitality, man. Yeah, and all right. So one last parting shot. I guess I'll just share with you a piece of camp gear that has been one of my mainstays, and that would be my 1946 era Coleman stove. The whole thing fits in this aluminum canister that can serve as 2 pots, but frankly I don't use it as pots because they're old and nasty on the inside. We all know the dangers of aluminum for cooking, but this stove is nickel plated and works probably as well as the day it was new. Lights first time, stays lit. You got a little flame adjustment here, holds pressure, and it operates on straight unleaded gas. So who could ask for anything more? But I'll buy 60 cents worth, and it lasts me 3 or 4 days at least, maybe a week, depending on how many cups of tea and coffee I have. But there you have it. And thanks for stopping in and sharing time with me. Appreciate all the shout-outs people have been given and all, and hope to be able to give you better reports once I hit the big open road again. So, like I say, spending time in Little Rock and repairing my mountain drive. The parts are supposed to be shipped to me general delivery there. Find a bike shop, which will be interesting because, again, remember, I'm operating on zero capital right now. But hey, it's been a hoot, so no complaints here. Got food for days, and and thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. And don't forget to visit the website, which is www.signsoflifeonearth.com. And if you enjoy anything there or catch one of my posts on Facebook from there, please feel free to share and forward shamelessly. Appreciate it. And any of my videos, I have selected the monetize feature on YouTube. So hey, ever so slight chance that I could actually make some money off of them. But if I could figure out a way to make a living doing this, I would be making a living. I'm not really making a living right now. I'm having a living. But man, I just wish everyone could experience the stuff I've been experiencing on this trip, just as far as the way people come up to you and talk to you and just open up about all sorts of things. And I've met nothing but good people on this trip. Sitting outside of a convenience store yesterday, wasn't a Mexican American. He was probably a farm labor immigrant. Can't really determine if he was a quote illegal unquote. But he barely spoke English and handed me $20 as he went into the store, and I thanked him effusively. I said, "Thank you." Trying to get to Little Rock to get a job, and those kind of surprises. But that $20 bought me foodstuffs, so I'm golden as far as eating. Yeah. Hey, again, thanks.